Hi out there in the YouTube world, it's me, the Puzzle Master, February the 25th, 2015. And we're doing this video on Virgo. And for relationship advice, for compatibility, for further understanding of this sign psychologically, because understand that if you have your sun, your moon, your ascendant, or even if you don't have any of those, but you got a stellium going on in Virgo, then you're going to have these qualities attributed to your character quite heavily. Virgo is ruled by Mercury, okay? What's Mercury? It's got a communication, okay? So it wants to, sorry, I'm really itchy in my eye all of a sudden. But yeah, Mercury is the god of communication. So it's the one that wants to bridge the borders. It wants to understand your perspective. It wants you to understand their perspective. It's all about that interchange of information. Trading, buying, bartering, selling. All of that involved in Virgo. And it also, as the sixth zodiac, is the sixth house. And they're not the same thing, but just as a reference, the sixth house is all about health. So if you have a lot of planets in Virgo, sorry, not necessarily Virgo. Like if you have it in Virgo, the sign, it gives you these personality traits. But if you have it in your sixth house, you might experience health problems in those areas. So yes, if you have it, it's hard for me to explain, but if you had a whole bunch, if you have a whole bunch of planets in Leo, but that's your sixth house, you might have health problems associated, depending upon the planets and the conjunctions. You'd have to see an astrologer, because I'm not an advanced astrologer, but I know enough to know that planets that you have there in your sixth house can bring you kind of detrimental health effects. But that's not the same thing if you have your ascendant, your sun, or your moon in Virgo. That just means that you think this way. And yeah, so you think analytically, a little bit detached in nature, because it's Mercury that we're dealing with here. It's all about communication. It's also like the hermaphrodite. Mercury doesn't really have a gender. It's female, so Virgos are very, very submissive. They're kind of they want to please others, and making others happy makes them happy. So they're very giving and kind in that nature. But they're also very analytical, meaning if you aren't doing your fair share, that'll piss them off. And if you aren't understanding, if they have done something for you and you just take it for granted and they do it for you all the time and there's no thanks and they just give and give and give, that is gonna fucking, sorry, first video I've sweared in, not bleeping it out though, but that is the first of the signs that it'll really aggravate them if they have gone out of their way to do something for you and then you don't even give them appreciation or thanks for it. Then they're not likely to do that again for you because they're analytical in nature. And being ruled by Mercury, they're all about the communication, okay? And since they're an earth sign, they're very analytical, in a very practical, down-to-earth way. Meaning that if your hair is out of place, they're going to notice it. If you have something wrong, it's not really so much so that they're doing it to bother you. They are just the critic of the zodiac. That is kind of what they're notoriously known for, is being the critic. Which is awesome if you think about it in a positive light. They make great directors. They can see flaws. So they make great home designers. They can like be great for like resale of houses. Like they can like refurnish. They can bring things to light. They're very good for like businesses, like even if it's like self-owned, like because they're very organizational and they can like take control and have control over life because they can understand the rigidity and the structure. Because they're an earth sign, they understand because they're an earth sign, they understand the ground, the practicality, the physical. But because they're ruled by Mercury, they have the higher understanding of communication abilities, which helps to bridge both areas of life. But they can be a little hypercritical. So if you're dating one of them, understand that they might be a little bit of a nitpick. And if they tell you that you're doing something wrong, it's only out of love and appreciation for you that they're doing that. And if they really didn't care about you, they'd have nothing bad to say at all, because they don't care. You know what I mean? Like if you were just like an acquaintance on the street, you know, like they're not gonna really necessarily criticize. But if they love you and you're really important to them, how they see things, you know, like is really important. Like it is to you as well, that your partner understands you. And they just, because they're ruled by Mercury, have to bridge that border. And a lot of fixed elements, like fixed signs, might have a hard time with this. But conflict can become of this because the signs clash. Because a certain sign might see things as being all their way. And what I really love about astrology is that it gives us perspective on other signs and how they think. And Virgos are very like down to earth, practical. They're ruled by Mercury, and they're very like helpful. Like they really want to help. It's about the time of the year that they're born, September, or I think it's about the time of the year when it's harvest time. And harvest time is important because they're gonna keep things, you know, the best of the best. They're all about the harvest. And if they're with you, it's because they think you're special. And even though you're special, you have your flaws. No one's perfect, and they love you. That's why they point them out to you. So, hope this video has been informative and helps you in like relationship advice. And I will see you in my next video, which is Libra. And yeah, mwah, I'll see you in that one. Bye for now.